Of November today, and we've got a bit of sunshine, which is nice, but that also means that we have high pressure in charge, which means it's quite chilly today, and it's probably the first really chilly day we've had for quite a while. So thought I'd do a little tour today, and also start thinking about some of the slightly more tender plants which I need to put away overwinter in the cold frames. This Weigella's losing a lot of its leaves now, which is what you'd expect. So give it another month or so and that's going to be like a skeleton. Interestingly, this Himalayan honeysuckle, which I planted in this half rotted down grass, now it was looking pretty ill at one point. You can see how the plant got really quite discoloured, but seems to have put on loads of fresh new growth. It's making a bit of a bounce back, but obviously now it's getting colder, that's probably going to put paid to that. My Echium pininana, yeah, seems quite tough and hardy. That seems to have dealt with the temperatures overnight quite well. It wasn't that cold really, to be honest, but I think that'll be alright. I'm surprised by how many things are still in flower. I think it's because it's been so mild lately that a lot of things are having second and third flushes, so these begonias are still going strong. You might have watched my last video when I was a little bit concerned that the anemones were sprouting too early, and you can see they're in leaf, so no doubt they'll be killed by a frost. I've got the penstemon here, which is got new fresh buds on. Again, I think we're forecast quite a few days of cold weather coming up, so that's probably going to stop that in its tracks. Got a nice vibrant snapdragon, which seems to have decided to put on a new display. Probably the last, because as I said, it's getting cold soon. This Nemesia's bushed out and it's got lots of little fresh new flowers on. Very nice indeed. Again, those begonias are looking gorgeous in the sunshine there. So I've got two cold frames, and in this one I've got some Himalayan honeysuckles, some different types of hebe over there. Now I managed to get one Fuchsia Garden News to root, and then several Persicaria Purple Fantasies, and lots of penstemon. Which ones are they? I think this one is Strawberries and Cream, which is this one over here, which again is putting on some more flowers, which is nice. So yeah, this cold frame on the right's got plenty of bits and bobs in, which I'm going to just keep in there over winter. And I've got another cold frame over here which needs to be cleaned out, but I'm going to be putting some different plants in there to see if I can overwinter them. For example, got some geraniums there. I mean, they're fairly hardy, but I might just cut them back a little bit and put them in there. Hopefully you'll be able to keep them going through winter, and then they should bounce back in the springtime, I'm hoping. As usual, my Tetrapanax Steroidal Giant is not put on any new size at all. However, this stem here has got quite woody, so I think that'll be alright being left outside as long as I kind of put them along the side of the house, or put it along the side of the house, and that should be enough to keep them alive. You can see spring bulbs are starting to sprout already. You've got some crocuses coming up already, daffodils. I'm pretty sure that's going to slow down soon though, because the cold weather is incoming. As I said, I'm quite surprised by how many things keep flowering. Got the white scabious here, which is still flowering. And over here we've got my Hebe lilac, which is covered in new flower buds. We've got these ones here, these nice tall lilac spires of flowers, and then these ones are going to open up as well. Really must propagate this Hebe. It's a nice Hebe, this one, so next year I'm going to be doing many cuttings of this one. Down here we've got another penstemon. I can't quite remember which penstemon that is, but again, still flowering. Bearing in mind we are closer to the beginning of December than we are the beginning of November. So that's doing really well, that. Everything in my tropical bed seems to be still doing quite nicely. Obviously this Persicaria down here is losing its leaves, but the Euphorbia is looking majestic as ever. And that Fatsia is in flower. You can see some of these flies feasting on the nectar of those little flowers. And my Cordyline Red Star looking fabulous in the sunshine there. I think that'll probably be right, providing we don't get too hard a winter. Fargesia Blue Dragon looking rather nice still. Seems to be quite happy there, which is good. And over here, this little mini tropical bed. We've got my Fatsia polycarpa looking happy enough. Another Echium there. What I did do is just mulch over this bed with just dead leaves. Not leaf mould or anything, just literally mulched with dead leaves, just to kind of add a little bit of extra winter protection. So hopefully that will help these plants get through any cold weather we might have. And this little bed here really could do with being tidied up, but it's difficult to find a motivation when you've got all these flowers still in flower, which I wasn't really expecting. And annoyingly, these nasturtiums there, you can see all the seeds all over the ground there, self-seeding everywhere and just popping up. As soon as you get a frost though, that'll kill them dead. And so here we've got my Abutilon, which was mislabeled when I bought it. It was labelled as a Millery variegatum, which is a fully cold hardy Abutilon. However, having studied some pictures of this plant, it's not that variety. This is Abutilon Savitzii. It's got very unique variegation and very unique bell-like flowers. However, this one is not frost hardy. It's tolerant of cooler temperatures, hence why it's okay at the moment. But I'm going to have to overwinter this on very cold days and nights. It's going to have to probably go in my port tray, much to my cat's annoyance, because I won't be able to let the cat in there because my cat will eat everything. Isn't that right, Willow? Yes, you'll eat all my plants. But yeah, I don't want to lose this plant because it's a unique looking sort of tree-like shrub. Got lovely flowers. So yeah, that one's going to need some kind of overwintering indoors. So a few little new additions to the garden. I've been up to see a couple of friends of mine. Went out for a few drinks, and one of my friends, who you might know from Grow Tropical MK, bought me down a bootload of plants, some interesting varieties. So I think this is a Begonia torso. That's going to have to go in the cold frame, I think. Colocasia metallica, that's tender, so that's going to need to go indoors somewhere. Got two, I think he said these are Mexican mints. Got a nice sort of lemony, minty smell. They are probably going to have to go indoors as well. And we have got a Monstera cutting, it's just there. Again, probably have to go indoors. Impatiens, I think I might try this one in the cold frame. I have no idea what that is. It's got quite cool little foliage. No idea what this is either. I'm sure I'll find out at some point. And then two varieties of running bamboo. I've got a feeling this one's Chinese walking stick bamboo. I think that because it's got these really knobbly bits where the sort of nodes are. It's a bit knobblier than your average bamboo, so I think that's Chinese walking stick bamboo. And then some kind of bamboo here with variegated leaves. So yeah, nice, pleased with that. Although they are going to have to go in pots, as I don't want them to invade my garden, but they look nice and decorative. So yeah, well pleased with that. But yeah, not a huge amount going on now, and seeing as though things are going to be getting colder soon, things are really going to slow down. So I'm going to get on with my tasks for today. I'm just going to rake up these leaves over here and then sort out that cold frame and put some plants in there. And yeah, I'll see you in the next video.